When it gets cold water, you have to
Yellow one is the Alabama beer. Have you been
the yellow one.
Oh, that's not
This is Cohen. This is the mango. This is the
plants of things that used to be.
What's this one?
Trash and treasure on Third Sunday of the month. And it's very rich in vitamins.
And it's smell like orange.
And did you write up a paper about the new funding for airports and stuff? They're and it'll simmer there, you know? It'll simmer there then, you know? Yeah, drinking too. To drink. Yeah, they drank it for if they had any upset stomachs and things like that, yeah. And now they do it for diabetes and things like that.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Thanks so much for coming down today for the official opening of Works Wonders. I think it's something we're all very interested in, our health, and we can always learn something new. Home remedies are something we can all identify with too from our youth, some of us closer to it than others. But I'm glad we have such a diverse group here today. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the community and friends of our local historical society for being so supportive over the years that we've developed this little project. The Bush Nurse Cottage is a tribute to all bush nurses, who of course in their own right were the nurse practitioners of earlier years. Today I'd like to call attention to special people who supported Works Wonders, and that's Ian Woodcock at the Bowling Club. Also, there are 3 ladies in our community who can't be here today, but they've supported us reliably with financial help. Judy Malonis, Diane Brown, and Carol Ramsey, who aren't here today because they conduct a weekly raffle down at the Hotel Motel, and every year at the end of the year they present activity laden groups in the town with a bit of money to keep on going. So in their absence, I acknowledge them. I call them the raffle girls. Ian Murray's here today. Ian, if you don't mind coming out and making yourself known. Some of us don't know you. And I forgot to say that I'm Barbara, but at least I have my sign tag on, I guess. Ian is up at the health services, the community health service, and that's where the other section of this exhibit is being presented. So in your travels, call into health services. It's across from Conn's IGA, the brick building there, and from Monday to Friday they receive people there for x-rays and medical attention, and you'll see a further extension of our Works Wonders display. Mayor Peter Waterford, and of course he remembers being a little boy in this Bush Nurse Cottage. They used to hold Sunday school here. He was always hiding under the veranda, he told me. And he has his family, his sister and Tina and young Cohen here with him today from Lawrence Station, which is the property that a lot of our mining around the 3 Mile, of course, belonged to in earlier years. We have Megan Hicks, who's the curator of this exhibit from the Powerhouse Museum. And Megan, I wonder if you'd like to say a few words.
I should tell you that when I set out to drive up to Lightning Ridge a couple of days ago, I was feeling a bit headachy. And so I remembered a remedy that the Italian ladies in Leeton had told me, and I sliced up a potato, and I put the slices on the head, and I tied a bandage round. And then because I'm prone to car sickness, I got a nice big piece of brown paper. I wrapped it around my tummy. It was a big piece of brown paper. So I set off for Lightning Ridge with the potatoes wrapped on my head and the brown paper around the middle. And here I am, I'm feeling great. But yesterday, being Saturday, well, that's an important day of the week because that's castor oil day. And so I had brought my bottle of castor oil with me, and I have castor oil every Saturday, whether I need it or not. And I would like to remind you, please, and I've already heard, even here in the last half hour, I've heard some things that I'd never heard before. Write those remedies down, put them on a card. We'll make it into a little booklet later and send it back, and you can stay with the Historical Society.
The earlier years of her life as an Aboriginal elder today in our community. And June does speak very softly and gently. Please don't fear, because we will have time that you can come and talk to her personally and look closely at the foliage that she's brought with great care today. And in the rest of the afternoon, while you're looking at the exhibit in the building and talking to other people, I'm sure you'll want to come up and make that personal contact with June, as we know her in our community, Auntie June. So do.
A few of these plants here are not things that we can make today. These are things that we have lost. Why didn't someone 100 years ago think to look into Aboriginal medicines? We've lost them. Like our languages, like our bush foods, they're all gone. It would have been good today to have a domesticated native orange. So, yeah, and they're quite good to eat, and they're very rich in vitamin C, like the quandongs that still grow around. The early people that came to this country made wine and everything like that out of them. So all these bits and pieces, the milkweed, we call them a bullumbar, but it's also a celery. You can break it first and you'll get the milk and you'll put it on a wart or something like that. But then you peel it down, the skin, I'm talking about nice big pieces after the rain, and sprinkle a bit of salt and just eat it sweet. It's a native celery. Not so long ago we had some spinach and it was nice. It grows so high. This was down at Bree after the rain. See, with the drought probably a lot of stuff like this. It's so dry looking. That should have been nice and moist to eat. Eh?
Got it in the garden.
And yeah, you find all these. And these little berry things here, they're so sweet. But when I was a girl, they were like little cherry tomatoes. So is it the environment or what's happening to all these plants that they've changed? As you know, things change from megafaunas to things we got today. We find the remains of all our animals in the archaeology dig down there at Cubby Springs. A lot of you know about it. And finding all these giant emu bones and things. And what do you call it? Diprotodon, Warwick, is it? Yeah.
Diprotodon.
That's the giant
wombat.
Wombat. He one time ago was about this high. But he's a little fellow like this now, or smaller. So do things change over the years as time goes by, the generations? Can I say here today, why didn't they do this a long time ago? But now everything's changed. And it's sad that we've lost all these medicine plants. They all had good mixture. A lot of people still use them today. The quinine, that for diabetes and things like that. And the emu bush there, it was for something. And like on the mission where I lived, we'd go to the treatment room every morning. The bell would ring and we'd run down and get drops in our eyes. Once a week we'd get bluestone, our eyes painted, and the cod liver oil and the malt and castor oil. But all those medicines, and we'd see them there with children. I suppose it was scabies or school sores. You come there and the missus, the matron, we addressed her, she'd be dabbing red paint. See, all the kids would have on their little black hands all this red stuff. But then the mothers would go away and get certain leaves in the kerosene buckets. They'd boil it up and make the kids soak their hands and the scabs would fall off, and with the sun, they're gone. The sun had dried. And those things are all gone. And so that's why I just came here today, just to share in, because I know a lot of the old home remedies too, Barbara, that we used on the mission, because we never had the proper medicines in those days. Life was very hard. As I was saying, the mission was organised by a bell. Bells ringing all day. But one bell I never forgot when it rang real slow, and we knew there was going to be a funeral. Not just one little coffin, there'd be 2 or 3. And we had to keep the Aboriginal ways of death on the mission. No noise, nothing like that. And you'd hear the death wail at night. And we're probably the only ones that remember that, Roy and I. How you'd lay awake and listen to them crying and wailing. And then after the funeral, everything could go back to normal. But there were certain bushes they got, and they smoked the house out. Smoked it all out, and everything could go back to normal. The smoke was for the spirits. But I'm sorry to say today after a funeral, it's not like that. Everything changes. So anyway, thank you for listening, and I'd just like to talk to anyone, come along and have a look. Because you probably know just as much as I do about all this stuff.
I don't think so, June. Thank you.
God.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, God. Yeah.
So one creator made everything.
One creator made everything. The rivers and land and all. Right?
And what's the name of the medicine people when the public gets sick? What's the name who they go talk to?
Well, in all the tribes they had a special person. He was like an elder. I suppose they were intelligent and wise people. But they were called Wirrigans, which means a doctor. Clever fella. Yeah. A lot of white Australians in all these areas know all those names just as much as I do. Wirrigan, he's an old Wirrigan, that fella. He's old.
Care, do they pay for the services or trade or the community? How does this work?
Well, we haven't got any medicine people now, but I believe back in the tribal days, he was a special person. They would have shared whatever they had with him. You know, their meat and fish and stuff like that.
One question.
Yeah.
What cures arthritis?
Oh, look at all the stuff here.
But what?
No. Well, lots of people use different things, even like quinine and things like that.
Was they
Yeah, they drink it too.
actually is
Yeah, well, I know some people took the stinger nettles. I was going back to England with it.
We used to eat about the spinach.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
When you
it's
go
like-
through the Works Wonder exhibit, you'll see some other remedies, of
Oh,
course,
well,
for all
good.
of these
Yeah.
things. And be sure and look at the pin board yourselves, because people have put up their own remedies for some of the very questions you have. Of course, she's our very own here at Lightning Ridge. So, Owen, please say a few words.
Thank you. First of all, I'll just get something really straight. I'm not Australian, I'm Kiwi, so we'll just keep that to ourselves. Okay.
Hold that against.
No, thank you. I need to read this because I'm really a bit nervous about this. I would like to thank you for all attending today. I would like to specifically welcome our guests who have travelled from surrounding areas. Thank you, June, and welcome to Megan Hicks, the Curator of Health and Medicine of the Powerhouse Sydney.
CDs that you might even want to take home with you. And our thought is that we'd like to have a little concert. I'm sure we'll enjoy that. While people are coming to talk to June and having a look at our exhibit, you can also drift back and enjoy William's music. And at 4 o'clock, anyone who's interested can join him for his knowledge of Native American bush medicine, so to say. And
Slovenia, Japan, New Zealand, Scotland, England, Wales, all around for many, many years as a healer. And I'd like to say what an honor it is to be here today. Usually when I do these type of talks, everybody's got to pay $30 to get in the door. But this is my giveaway, just to show my gratitude to the communities that support Indigenous ways. And also, I'd just like to take my hat off to Auntie June here. it seems like it's an easy thing to do, to stand in front of people and be a presenter, but I can tell you this from my own personal experience, that whenever you have a leader in a community that's doing good things to help people, there will always be those who, for whatever purpose, will try to take them down, drag them down, say bad things about them, talk bad about them, whatever. What do these people do to help the rest of the community? Nothing but point the finger all the time. So it's a brave person that stands up in front of the community like this and keeps their cultural ways alive. And I just really like to just say how honored I am and what a privilege it is to be here, you know, under this. And please. And for those of you that's still around at 7:15 at the bowling club, I've been interviewed by 60 Minutes, and I let the cameras come in and film an actual healing, which in over 4,000 healings that I've done all over the world, never once has it ever been recorded. But now I'm going from healer to book author, and I needed to have something on record one time. So for those of you that are around would like to come to the bowling club, it starts at 7:30, it's Channel 9, 60 Minutes. Please come. I'd just like to remind everybody that this exhibit here has a lot to do with our youth. It's targeted in the future that you'd like to go, and you can journey on the music. And 30 seconds before the music is finished, I'll say 30 seconds so those of you that are out spiritually journeying can come back. And I'd like to ask Creator to please watch over these beautiful people here and watch over their spirits as they journey, and see to it that no ill will or malevolent intent come to them for those of the who choose to journey at this particular time, for the time of this journey.
And then you soon. You reckon? I hope you're right. Rain come to Orange. Hang on, I want to get another one. I could get more of these. There, let's try this one. And let's try one with the focus on the plants. See the strength of the medicine. And see the insides. Now we've just got one to there's also June. Two Junes. June, you've got 10 to 10 July. Oh, no, that's it. You say the memory's full. Oh, my goodness. It's all right. I'll go there to tell you. No, I'll no, it's all right. I'll just go through and take out the ones for everyone's. Amazing lady.